Generating traffic and sales can be a challenge for online merchants. But selling on the Walmart Marketplace puts your products in front of millions of customers who shop on Walmart.com. And right now, sellers who join Walmart Marketplace can save up to 50% on referral and fulfillment fees for the first 90 days. So get started today. Head over to marketplace.walmart.com/savings. That's marketplace.walmart.com/savings.
Today's podcast is sponsored by SLI Systems, providers of intelligent site search and navigation solutions. Learn more at sli-systems.com and listen to their interviews at ecommercepodcast.com. Welcome to the E-Commerce Conversation with Pat Callahan, a weekly podcast focusing on e-commerce topics, featuring interviews with prominent people in the e-commerce space. And now let's move right on over to Pat to see who he has queued up for this week's interview.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations with Pat Callahan. Today we're joined by Sue Chapman, who is the Director of Merchandising Solutions at Mercado Software. Sue's team at Mercado is responsible for assisting customers in designing and implementing merchandising strategies to increase conversion rates and overall sales revenue. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you, Pat.
It's great to have you here, and I appreciate your time. Sue, the reason we're having this conversation is you are here to talk about how online retailers should prepare for the upcoming holiday season. And one thing I want to talk about before we get into that is I've been hearing about preparing for the holidays since probably end of June, early July. Ideally, before we jump into what online retailers should be doing now, as of the end of September, ideally, when should they start?
Well, they have to probably start in August because for the most part, they have a lot of work that needs to be done around mid to end of September. So most of our customers have already designed a lot of their home pages and some of their special category landing pages for the Christmas holiday.
When do you think they started that?
I would say they probably started about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay. Just give people a better idea of when they should get on all this.
Yeah, they normally start in August, and for the most part, our customers, if they're going to make any specific types of changes to their website, in terms of maybe new functionality that they want to introduce around Christmas time, maybe they'll introduce sort of a new visual merchandising strategy where when you click on a page, you can kind of see the item rotate or something. Some kind of new functionality.
Sure.
They usually have to have that in and locked down, in and tested and perfected, by mid-October the latest.
Okay. Let's dive right into what you think people should be doing.
Just to kind of kick this off, I think that when you kind of think about merchandising online for holiday, there's sort of three really big challenges. The first challenge is to make that shopping experience really unique and as fun as it is in the store, and certainly more unique and more fun than your competitors. That would be sort of challenge number one.
That would be a challenge.
It is.
Yeah.
And so I want to kind of talk about the challenges, and then I want to go back and talk about how our customers or how we feel, what guidance we give people to deal with those.
Okay.
The second one is shopping at Christmas is unique because for the most part, you're shopping for gifts. Where during the rest of the year, you might be shopping for yourself or someone in your family, but at Christmas time, you're shopping for gifts for a number of people. So there have to be some special pages that might be things like gift guides. So it might say gifts for him, gifts for her, gifts for children, so there's a whole myriad of people you might be buying gifts for as opposed to just looking for products for yourself. That would be sort of challenge. And the third challenge is to be able to be flexible enough to change your strategies during the season as you get, fewer shopping days till Christmas. Because you might have an issue where you're advertising products or recommending products that you might have low inventory on, or would be very difficult to ship closer to Christmas. So that sort of delivery and availability is a really challenge of how to stay on top of that. So those are the three big challenges.
Let's go ahead and start with making your site unique.
Okay. So the first one really is when we work with our customers and sort of creating a really dynamic and unique and really eye-catching pages, starting with their home page, when you always linking to gift ideas right off the bat, linking to category pages, like you might go to Macy's and click on jewelry. And even on the jewelry page, there will be recommendations for gifts for your mom, for your wife, for your older daughter, and also to really promote merchandise that is first of all very popular, has been selling recently, and maybe things that people generally buy at Christmas time. Maybe, engagement rings because people get engaged at Christmas, or diamond earrings, or, for electronics, they might buy, the newest iPod model. So you want to sort of present those things that, are very hot this Christmas on the category pages. Make those really, really eye-catching.
Sure. And one of the things I want to talk to you about a little bit is figuring out what's hot for Christmas. How figuring out those items and even, maybe even kind of comparing it to last year, if that's a possibility, or just, figuring out what your hot items are for Christmas, planning that out.
Well, it's interesting because what we talk to our customers about in terms of their holiday readiness, when we do this sort of an site optimization with them,
mm-hmm.
we actually ask them to go through their top searches for last Christmas, because what we find is, people get the same kind of gifts. Dads that are professionals are going to get shirts and ties and V-neck sweaters, and people are going to get slippers and boots. There are certain sort of like these top types of things that are sort of popular gifts for Christmas.
That's not very exciting for dads, Sue.
I knew you were going to say. Let's go back to the iPod.
I'd prefer the iPod myself.
I know. And the hot electronics, there's the typical popular Christmas things, then there's the hot electronics, the hot fashion, and so what they'll do is, right now the iPhone's probably going to be like one of the number one Christmas things.
Yeah.
So if you're carrying an iPhone, guarantee you it's going to be on your splash page when you click on electronics.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee that.
Yeah.
And things, other things that are that are popular, they'll pick some of their best sellers. Would have been some of the best selling products this season, kind of working into the Christmas season.
How reliable is it to compare what sold last year, going in and looking at those top selling items from last year, and trying to refine your site for this upcoming holiday season? How reliable do you think that is? I would think that would be difficult.
Well, interesting. What we asked them to do is look at their searches from last year.
Okay.
But then look at the products that are really selling now.
Oh, okay.
Because what they're looking for, when we look at people's search lists, if they're typing in the search box, what we find, quite frankly, is people are typing in sort of things that are sort of product types.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be typing in things like dress watches or men's dress watches. That would be under jewelry, under men's, under dress watches. So you'll see that they're pretty much product types. And if you see, our top 10 kinds of products that people were searching for last Christmas, and you'll very often see this on a landing page. These are the top gifts for women. These are the top 10 gifts for men. And that's sort of how they come up with that stuff. And that's what they'll do is they'll say, okay, what are our hot men's dress watches that are this year? What's the newest, Rolex? What's the newest, Guess watch? Fashion, high quality, high performance. That's really how they come up with that stuff.
Okay, let's go on to number 2 on your list if you're ready.
Okay. Now, number 2 is the idea of the gift. So now you've got a challenge of, again, keeping up to date with recognizing that people are buying gifts depending on who you are, whether you're Macy's or whether you're REI or whether you're Williams-Sonoma, you do have an idea of what kinds of things people would buy for Christmas from you at that time. So if you're Williams-Sonoma, you know that people are going to be buying, like china or, home lifestyle products. If you're Macy's, it might be apparel or, shoes or that kind of thing. REI would be sports equipment.
Yeah.
So again, they have a good idea of how to promote the gift concept on their site based on what they're selling, who their market is, who they're competing against. And so they really have to be able to, whether it's one of their landing pages, like if you were at REI and you clicked on skis, and you might see some recommended skis based on what's been selling up till then, and what would be appropriate gifts. And the other thing we recommend our customers do is actually put together gift guides, special landing pages that are really gift guides. And we did that with Guess Jeans, where they had a gift guide for men, a gift guide for women, a gift guide for juniors.
What exactly is a gift guide?
Well, a gift guide really is just a special page where you can make recommendations based on, like you have a sort of a checkbox at the top that might say, I'm buying a gift for a man.
Oh, yeah.
And their age, and their age is da-da-da-da-da-da. And they like casual, or they like dressy, or, what are their preferences. And then it would come back and say, well, here's some products we think they'd be interested in. And so basically that's what Best Jeans did. They had sort of a landing page that would say, from the home page, it would say, click on our gift guide for men's. And it would say, top gift recommendations for men's jeans, top gift recommendations for men's watches, and that sort of thing. And the other thing we also recommend for people that are, searching for gifts, and as they're going through the shopping process, to always give them an option. So one thing we recommend to our customers is always show a little banner that says, can't find what you're looking for? Click here and buy a gift card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how popular gift cards are as well.
Is that your personal strategy?
That is often my personal strategy. But I think it's an important point that you bring up that gift cards are certainly part of the holiday season as well.
Well, that's all the time we have this week for E-Commerce Conversations with Pat Callahan. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next week for part 2 of the interview with Sue Chapman.